Today, we're relaxing with watercolors. Some assembly required. Hello! Welcome back! You may notice that I've done a little bit of temporary fixing of the background because I was so tired of looking at the ugly white wall. I'm probably not going to keep it this way. It's looking a little busy. It's something different for me to see while I'm editing this week. Yay! This week, we're doing kind of a simple, short project. Around here, it's back to school week, so people are a little bit busy. People are maybe a little bit stressed out at this time of year with all the changes and everything, so we thought that we would do something relaxing. Bonus, it relaxes us too. So for this project, all we're really doing is sort of playing around with watercolors, making some shapes, letting it dry totally, and then making some dots and circles and lines and stuff like that with pen. It's sort of a meditative mindfulness exercise that has a bonus of something cool at the end. So to set up, I just grabbed a bunch of liquid watercolors and regular watercolors, just whatever I could find. I think that it's probably not super important what kind you use. I found some neon liquid watercolors. I don't remember how well they work, but I guess we'll find out. Different brushes and some water, some watercolor paper, and then we're ready to go. Sometimes the liquid watercolors are so bright that you need a little bit of something else to tone them down. Depending on the look you're going for, I do appreciate a bright. Now we're going to lay out our pieces and just make some sort of roundish organic shapes. We have planned out a couple things that we want to try beforehand, and then some other things, we'll just do it as they come. My favorite part is to put down a shape with just water or a really, really light color, mostly water, and then just add drips of watercolor with my brush at the end and let them all kind of expand into the water. I think that that's really fun to watch. I like how you don't have to be so controlling. You just let the watercolor do what it wants to do, and if it turns out cool, awesome. If it turns out kind of ugly, that's fine too. It's sort of more the experience than the end product. For some of our paintings, we ended up having the shapes touch, which is cool because then the colors can kind of blend together. But then for some of the other ones, we just made some circly things that looked kind of cool on the paper. So it's really up to you. Some of your shapes can touch, all of them can touch. It's up to what you're looking for. Then, when you're finished, you can just set aside your papers to dry, and then you come back with some cool pens. The pens that I found were some Pigma Micron pens. They're black, 3 different sizes. I also found some metallic gel pens. I found also a variety of paint pens. I got the Sharpie one, and then some other ones that just sort of hang out in my drawer, so we'll see what those look like later. I'm going to start with this pink one. I made this pinkish, purplish, I don't know, donut looking one to try out different ways to make marks, just so that we can see what kind of things that we might like, and then we can do them more later if we like them. So I'm making some dots and some lines, some liney dots. There are a lot of different ways that you can make marks on these, so I think it's a great idea to just try some out, see what you like, see what you think looks really cool, and then you can use those on the pieces that you are more excited about. So for some of them, I'm kind of covering more of the shape. For most, I'm not covering the whole thing. I like the variety, so I'm trying to make as many different marks as I can just to see what we like, and we can use those again later. This would be kind of a cool project to do maybe in the afternoon when you're feeling a little bit like you need some creativity, you need a boost. It doesn't take a whole lot of setup, just crack open some watercolors and get a piece of watercolor paper. I mean, I would recommend watercolor paper for this rather than printer paper because it just holds the color so much more nicely, but you could also 100% do it with whatever paper that you have lying around. I think that they turned out really cool, and it was really fun to make them. I really couldn't tell you if I preferred playing with the watercolor or making little dots with the pens. I kind of like both parts because they were so different. The watercolor is so like flowy and whatever, and then the marks are teeny tiny and you can make them as fussy as you want to. You could just make a couple of lines, you could make, the big leafy things that I made on some of them. There are maybe a bazillion different options, which I think is great in a project. I found this relaxing and nobody seemed to have too much anxiety before school started, so it worked out. Anyway, I think that this is a fun project if you have just a couple of hours. Probably don't even need a couple of hours except for letting the watercolor dry. So try it out, you might really like it. I thought it was cool. If you like this kind of video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, we do this kind of thing. We do other completely different things on this channel. So feel free to hit that subscribe underneath the video and click all notifications so you don't miss out on anything. New videos come out every Saturday morning, so stay tuned for the next one. And until then, be awesome, and we'll see you next time. Bye!